to introduce you to, or to talk about, if you already know it, my piece called Wandering. It's an art song for solo voice and piano, and I wrote it several years ago. It has an interesting story. So I wrote the lyrics and the music, the melody, everything. And it came about as a result of a relationship, actually. So I'll get a little personal here. You ever been in a relationship that you're like, this is not, it is not happening, it's not good, it wasn't, abusive or anything. Well, I don't play that. But it wasn't that. Like some people might look at it and go like, oh, your soulmate. And okay, so you can meet somebody and really have a great connection with them, but maybe they're not a healthy person. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person, but just not a healthy person or in a healthy place to have a healthy relationship. So that was the case. So we didn't really date, but we were good friends. And it's kind of like one of those people you meet and you feel like you've known them forever. So I started writing this song and it just came to me, this hypnotic, with the pedal down, and you've got these things the left hand crosses over the right hand, so even that, just everything's like off sort of, but really beautiful. And so I weave in, it's modal, as you can hear. So the key signature is E flat major, G minor, but it's not really either. So let's keep going. So it's wondering as I gaze across the sky, wondering if you think of me as I wonder as I lie. Initially, I wrote, if one thinks of me as I wonder as I lie. As I continued to write the piece, I wanted to be vague and not initially I said if one thinks of me as I, because I wanted it to be just a little bit more elusive. And I also wanted it to be appropriate if it was a love song for, I was singing it as I wouldn't even call it a love song, but I was singing it for a man. But if I were wanting to sing it for my dog, I don't have a dog, but if you know what I'm saying, I just wanted it to be just more expansive or inclusive for different settings, for the love of God. So actually, let me continue the story. All right, so I didn't finish writing the piece. I had gotten to the first, once you get the score. I hope you get the score. It maybe like the second verse, if you will. And I was working on the piece because I was stuck at this one place. I knew what I wanted to hear, but it just wasn't coming together. And so I was actually on a plane writing a little bit of this one spot. And I said, okay, I think I've got it. I took a rest. It was a long flight. You might see where this is going. I work in manuscript, by the way. So everything is done by hand. So I folded up my little spiral manuscript notebook, put it in the sleeve of the seat in front of me, and yes, I left it on the plane. So I realized it after I got, I had deplaned, or I'd exited the plane, but I had not left the terminal. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I jetted back, ran back to the gate, and they said, oh, I'm sorry, the cleaning crew has already been in, yada, yada, yada. So you got to call the airline. So I never got that book back. But I felt like it was a sign from God, y'all. Listen, that may sound too deep, but it really did. It was that to me. I knew that I really wasn't going to go forward with that relationship. And I felt like that song kept me, even though I had moved on, sort of, the song kept my heart going back, vacillating, and Toxicity is toxicity. It's toxic. Get away, get away. So that might be your message for today. Anyway, the song I thought was still beautiful, so I wanted to revive it. So after a few years, I was going through manuscripts because I keep everything when I'm composing stuff. I keep all the scraps and keep everything just to put it all together one day in some lovely, I don't know, booklet or whatever. So I came across and I said, oh, I really loved that song and I want to finish it. So I did, but I had to reframe it. So this time I really did think about God as I was writing it, and in a very different way than you think of most songs about God. I was thinking just very intimate, very much like, God, are you really there? I'm wondering, I'm sitting here thinking about you. Are you thinking about me? So as this song is sung, it can be, I would leave it up to the person performing it, how they would interpret it. If you know the spiritual, I wonder as I wander, I sort of take that idea because it's starting off wondering, Wondring, and then after this middle section, come to me, I believe there is a place where your love can fill this empty space, a place where we wander, we wander, and it can be two people in love wandering, just wandering, just however, in a beautiful garden, or it could be me and God wandering just as I'm on a beautiful nature walk, and I just wander and meander through God's beautiful nature. So I hope you like this piece. And if I had to say anything else about it musically, I really haven't said very much about it musically. It's pretty straightforward. It's an art song. It's not very long. It's maybe just about like 3 minutes at the most. Piano part, not super hard, not baby easy. The vocalizing aspect of it are these seconds. So then that is a part of the message of the piece, wondering. Da. So not making a decision to stay on one note, but just going back and forth. And you've got these 16 notes in the piano as well. So I wondered. So you get a lot of minor seconds. So if you are a voice teacher and you're got some major seconds as well in the wander, WANDR part. So if you have a voice student or if you're working on seconds, this might be a good piece for you to practice on it. Wandering by yours truly, Diane White-Clayton. I hope you enjoy it.